why aren't I attracted to you? And he just crashes into him at full speed. It would be funny if he puts a hand down on the cage floor to mock when Jon fought Rampage, like the that he is. But Tom already always does that pose anyway. That's his pose. Thank you for the $5. But yes, it would be funny if he could find some other way of mocking Jon Jones. I agree. Thank you for the 5. Can't wait for Islam to, like, you know, having MMA Guru around. For a cup of tea or something. For all the hard work I've done. You know? That'd be crazy. You know? Surely that's earned. In a way. Is it not? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, maybe I'm crazy. I just feel like I'm owed some kind of paycheck. You know? Or at least we go watch 28 years later together. I don't know. Something, you know? Who are you talking to? I don't know. Tom Aspinall, maybe, if he's listening. I don't know. It's all good, though. Just 70 videos pushing this message. It's all good. You know? It's all good. I did it out of kindness in my heart. I'm joking. Nah, I don't want anything. I think Tom should walk out to Jones's song to troll or just leave it in the past. Been a big fan for a while. Appreciate the vids. He needs to stop talking about Jon Jones. He needs to say, who's that? Oh, is he a UFC fighter? Oh, well, I don't care about him then. That's how Tom should handle it, I think. You know? He should make a couple jokes for a few weeks. But then once his next fight is on, if he's still being asked about Jon Jones, he said, who's that? Jon Jones. Never. Is he on the roster? Somebody bring up the rankings. Is he in the UFC? Oh, he's retired. Oh, hell, mate. Then I'm not interested in talking about him, to be honest. He needs to make it so that he was only interested in talking about Jones because he could have been next to fight. He doesn't want to come across like he's just always loving to talk about Jones no matter what, you know? Or he could do the McGregor thing. I saw that on Twitter today. He done nothing in this sport, yeah? Absolutely fucking nothing in the sport, and then he dipped. Guru, who in the heavyweight division may give problems to Tom Aspinall? They all could. Cyril Gane, Jailton Almeida, these are the tricky ones. Volkov in a rematch is tricky. I don't think he looks as good as he did against Volkov in the first fight, 9 times out of 10. You know what I mean? I think that was the 1 out of 10 performance. Then there's another 6 where he wins, and then there's 3 that he might lose. Heavyweight's tricky, man, so everyone can give him problems. But if he gets past this era, the people coming up ain't looking like they're going to give him any trouble at all. Taliesin Teixeira, fucking Mario. Who's the guy that knocked out Austin Lane? Pinto? I don't know what his name is. Today I'm officially announcing my retirement from the UFC. I mean, so much yapping. I'll get to it in the video breakdown tomorrow. And then maybe, I'm thinking and crime breakdown Wednesday. How are we gonna play this one out, chat? What are we thinking? I'm thinking retirement message and new crime announcements tomorrow. I'm thinking here. Then maybe we do entire career breakdown, diminishing everything he's ever done Wednesday. Summary of every time he's over the UFC Thursday, I'm thinking. Let me just get my bib for this, you know what I mean? Let me just tuck in my bib here just for a second. I'm thinking maybe a Friday we go and just sort of bring up all of the allegations and charges that he's ever had. And so I don't even know. You know? It's kind of a tricky thing. Anyway, I'll take my bib off. It's actually just a beanie that I never ended up selling. You guys like it? I never ended up doing anything with it, but it's pretty cool. He's even got the little black line, the little stitch line of the beanie on there. Pretty awesome. Surprised Ernesto isn't donating and start? Yeah. Can guarantee Jones teases coming back every time there's a big fight to make it about himself. Conor's style went on special stuff, but no one will really bite or care. I can see that as well. Like, yes or no, chat, if Jailton Almeida is sitting as heavyweight champ after all is said and done in about a year's time, in 2027 or in late 2026, and Jailton Almeida's champ, Jones will tweet something like, now we're talking. I bet you anything he'll do something like that. You know? Now we're talking. That's dominance. That's grappling the likes of which I haven't seen before. He'll do something along those lines. I bet you. We just got to pray he gets hit by a truck or something. Thoughts on Jan risking his title shot because he didn't want to wait until the end of the year? I appreciate him wanting to fight, but that's a big gamble. Thank you for the $5. Jan risking his title shot because he didn't want to wait until the end of the year. I appreciate him wanting to fight, but that's a big gamble. I respect it. Fuck it. Thank you for the $5. I don't mind that for Jan. Jan's probably going to make the same amount of money to fight Marcus McGee than he would fighting for a championship. Not as a champion, he would make more money. But I also think Jan understands that you don't just go into a fight with Merab after a year off and beat him. So I think for Jan, he's thinking, I need to be active and fresh and feeling better than ever off of a big win if I'm going to go out there and do enough to beat Merab Dvalishvili, you know? It is a gamble, but hey, real G's take gambles, and Peter Yan's a real fucking G. The GOAT of the sport retires and no one cares. I mean, I care in a hateful, vengeful way. Sup, Judius, thanks for the content. Be honest, how does it feel to be heavily responsible for the demise of Jon Jones? We are responsible for the downfall. You know what, chat? It's just another job well done, I think. I'm thinking Ankalaev's next to crumble. I think that's what we do. So anyone got any information on Ankalaev, send it through. And we'll ruin his life. I think, no, I'm joking now. Ankalaev's cool. You know what I've noticed after this whole Jon Jones thing? These Dagestani guys aren't that bad in hindsight. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad Jon Jones was to have in this sport. It's got me thinking, you know what? This Makhachev guy's a good dude. That's what it's got me thinking next. Merab's a happy chum. He's like a happy little gnome. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I need to start looking at other fights. You know, Jones has lowered the fucking standards so fucking far that they're not so bad. If you think about Merab instead of like a warrior, if you think about Merab as like a happy little fun time gnome, a little battle gnome, it's kind of like adorable in a way. You know what I mean? Like you can twist things. Thank you very much. Glad to have a stand-up guy as heavyweight champ. When you go, yes, it is good to have a stand-up male role model as the heavyweight champion of the UFC. And as long as he keeps combining that with nasty finishes, that's all we need. You know what I mean? We don't need beef when you know someone's getting knocked the fuck out. Good times, dude. Good times. No more decisioning Anthony Smith for a fucking world championship. You know? No more split decision in a one-legged, wounded Thiago Santos in front of you, still going to a fucking split decision with him. Thank God. You know what Tom Aspinall would do to Anthony Smith? Honestly. It killed him in a minute. Anyway. Thank you for the $1 McGill chair. Seeing a lot of Jones fans comparing GSP retiring to not fight Whittaker to Jones. Big difference. GSP retired for health concerns. Jones waited a year and retired for Aspinall concerns. Big difference. It's not even health concerns, even though GSP did have a ulceritis or something in his fucking intestine that he nearly died from. It's not even about that. GSP said he's coming back to fight Bisping, and then he's done. So they did that for him. I think he mentioned an idea of maybe being okay with fighting a contender, which is try and like leverage actually Dana letting him come back and doing it. But then he didn't hold up the division. He immediately vacated and let the division move on. Thank you for the 50,000 PYG. I'm a newer MMA fan. Did GSP get any hate for retiring without defending the middleweight title? No, because he immediately did it. And it's GSP and he was coming back after 4 years anyway. So no, he actually didn't get hatred for it. I did think that he would have lost to Whittaker and Romero. That discussion was there. Like, GSP left, but he would have lost to these guys. But then it was also like, GSP himself said the newer generation are better than him. And he handled it completely differently. If GSP handled it like acting like he was going to fight Whittaker for a whole year of nothing, while constantly being in interviews, not wanting to talk about Whittaker and then eventually retiring anyway after a year, everyone would fucking hate him. But he didn't. He came back. He knew he wasn't going to fight next. He was done. He was retired. And he gave up the belt and let the division move on. People are comparing Jon holding up a division for 2 years to GSP medically retiring after a month. I get it, yeah, but you're pandering here by saying it was medical reasons. It was medical reasons, but you're too obviously stark differencing it. It's not the same because GSP said he wasn't going to fight again and vacated his fucking belt. He didn't hold everything up for a year of nonsense, you know? So that's the difference. Fighters have vacated belts before, you know. So that's always been how it's worked. You know, eventually a guy vacates his belt, typically. Or eventually a guy just retires from the sport. Not all of them get to do it as champ. Thank you for the 10 Australian dollars. It's just how you handled making that decision, and GSP handled it in a way that didn't ruin Whitaker's career. You know? Guru, why the fuck are you so intelligent about grappling when you haven't trained jiu-jitsu and shit? Like, I have a fucking message to all you autistic slash nerds that do jiu-jitsu. It ain't that fucking difficult to figure it out. You know what I mean? You're acting like I need to know how to set up a triangle before being able to put someone in a triangle. I know how it fucking works. All right? It's obvious. No, jiu-jitsu is pretty fucking obvious on what people need to do and what they are trying to do and what they need to do to get something and what they need to do to get out of something. Implementing it against someone who knows what they're doing is a very different situation, but I can tell what's going on by watching. It's very easy. Lol, never worked out a day in your life. Let me tell you. I know, dude. I know I never have. And it's crazy what it can do to you, dude. Crazy I've never done it a day in my life as well. And I'm still doing this well. I'm fat fuck and I need to start working out though, for real. Gary, you've talked about your chin and jaw shape affecting chin. Do you think it's having an overbite or an underbite affects a fighter's chin? Vettori has an overbite. Doesn't everyone have an overbite? I think an overbite is normal. No one's teeth are like that. A little overbite is very normal, I think. I think underbite is bad for a good chin because you're protruding the target. You know? It just seems less stable like that, doesn't it? Do an underbite now. Doesn't your chin feel a little bit less strong? I feel like when you have an overbite, your chin's like locked in. You know? It just feels good to grit your teeth with a bit of an overbite. It feels like your teeth are locked in position. You know? I feel like an overbite is probably better. Marvin's is insane, so maybe there's something to that. Because Marvin does have a crazy set of top teeth. Do you think a thumbnail matters much? I've been using a generic white background with a fighter. Want to change it, but wondering would it matter much? I don't think that it's the reason why people aren't clicking on it. I mean, if you have like no click-through rate, you can look that up on the video analytics. Then it might be a problem. But people would call my thumbnails the most disgusting thing they've ever seen. But it's my thumbnails. So just pick a style of thumbnail that doesn't look shit and then do it. Because I've said this so many times, chat, yes or no, when you see my video, you don't need to see the channel that posted it or the title to know it's my video. So when you go on your YouTube homepage, I bet you anything, you can spot my thumbnail out of anywhere on the fucking homepage and know it's my video just based on the thumbnail, right? Even if I wasn't on the thumbnail with my face doing this or anything like that, I think you could just spot it as mine. So I think that's what makes a thumbnail good. If people know it's yours at a glance, like as they're scrolling through the homepage or refreshing and they'll just go, oh, so-and-so posted, just at a glance. So that's probably what makes a good thumbnail rather than any aesthetic reasons. Or any like Mr. Beast reasons of you have to do this and have to have this at a certain angle and make sure to include this. So I don't know. Yeah. I just see a thumbnail as like a personal design that you can put up. And then I can kind of just fit more text in than a title lets me. Impression of Stephen Hawking standing his fucking base me. Jon Jones is a gay man. I don't know. Some shit like that. I don't know what Stephen Hawking would say.
Hello, Jeffrey Epstein. How's it going? It's so good to finally see what your island looks like, Jeffrey Epstein. Now let's have you have a little way to kill yourself.
Some shit like that. I don't know what Stephen Hawking would do. Doing more Indian impressions. Oh, sorry, I'll stop. Anyway.
Why, hello, Pat Barry. What are you doing on Epstein?
Sorry, I'll stop.
I've been putting on this face for 10 years to scare children.
I don't know what he would do.
I once farted and sneezed at the same time, and this happened to me.
Midget's kind of hot. What? That's a what? And it makes me feel so right. I just can't feel my brain. How's it going? We smoking on that Jones pack, chat. Let me tell you, dude, he's smoking on that Jones pack. I'll tell you. Thank you for the membership, Mike Clementson. I appreciate you. Jones committed more crimes. Oh, looks like I got tomorrow's video figured out. Yeah! I got one more in me, dude. I got one more anti-Jon Jones video in me, boys. And it's coming tomorrow about them charges. Let's go, dude. Now, just when they thought I was done, I pull out one more performance, dude. I'm telling you. Disrespect to Carl's really last straw. Yeah, thank you for the 2. Did you cover the new Jon Jones charges? No, I haven't covered the new Jon Jones charges. It's crazy that these, like, weird demons that make Jones commit crimes only come around when his toughest challenge is up next. Isn't that crazy, chat? Been a believer since 16K. My friends never got the appeal until you blew up. Pfft. Clout chasers, a lot of them, mate. Glory hunters. Forget about them. Please discuss the hetero crime cover-up by Jon Jones. He's lashing out. He does this all the time, involving a woman with a crime. It's what he does. Like, Jon Jones can't be angry enough to do a crime if there's not a woman. What you don't understand is that gay people hate women. And this is something that you have to understand. And once you understand that, a lot of things will become very clear. And you'll start to understand other things as well. But once you understand that main thing, then all of these Jon Jones crash outs will make absolute sense. Did you see Jon Jones was in another car crash? I know, it's been his career. It's been going on for a long time, mate. In retrospect, if Jon stayed at 205, beat Jan, Yuri, and Alex, and retired in 2023 instead of this BS heavyweight run, his legacy wouldn't be tarnished. I'd still tarnish it because of the roid test, but it wouldn't be as bad, no. This brought to attention all of the other stuff because you can have the hatred of Jon Jones that's going on for this situation and, like, mix in all of the other reasons to hate him as well. So it helped bring back all of the other reasons to hate Jon Jones on top of the big one at the end. Imagine if Tom loses to Cyril Gane and you need Jon Jones like Batman needs the Joker. No, because I can always find a Penguin. Yeah, I mean, I can always find a Mr. Freeze, a Riddler, you know? You're right, dude. There's nothing with... No, I have no purpose now. I actually counted up how much I've made bullying Jon Jones. But I don't want to say it in case he tries to, like, sue me for it or anything like that. But it's actually a pretty crazy amount. Of all the videos, I think I've made, like, 70 Jon Jones. And of all of them combined, it actually adds up to a lot. Impression of Jabli singing Superstar.